can get these TVs on just to know like if we're live or not? Thank you. We're live.
All right.
It is weird. Like you do need that.
I know.
I didn't think you need it, but you do need it. We're live. Today is presented, as always, Cars.com is a leading digital marketplace that connects car shoppers with their perfect car, celebrating 25 years of helping shoppers research, find inventory, finance, and sell cars. Wherever life takes you next, and whoever you're looking to be, there's a car for that in Cars.com. Up to 50,000 cars are added to dailycars.com. Shop over 2 million cars for 2 million possibilities. We say it every day. It's the best place to find a car. Everyone on the show is going to be doing it. Even Dukes is going to be on there slinging cars, looking at cars, whatever he wants. Today, I want a slate of calls today. I want a full slate. I want to talk to everybody about NFL, college football, baseball, playoff baseball, anything. So I want a full slate of calls. We'll put the number up there when Meek and we can get up there at one point. Couple housekeeping things first. Go watch The Dozen. I made my debut yesterday. It was fantastic. Joey, Chestnut, and Yandel. Yandel's the funniest person I've ever met. Did any of you watch it?
I watched some of it.
Did you think Yandel was funny?
I thought he was funny. I thought you have a bizarre but interesting chemistry with your group.
Yeah, it's great. And I wasn't the worst one. Yeah, so go watch that. You're on this.
I think my game's today, maybe?
You're there today or tomorrow,
I think
right?
mine airs today or tomorrow.
Yeah, so we have two people on the show that are on this play-in season. Hopefully me or Big Ev gets into it.
Fuck you, so am I.
Oh, Dukes as well.
Right, yeah.
Dukes was, well, you got smoked by Kelly the first.
Well, we played LeBron James, and you got layups.
Layups. I mean, macrodosing was like in it last year.
They were a playoff team last year.
My team was in it too.
Episode. It was a very funny episode.
You watched it?
You were the family, the John
Enjoyed
Rich, right?
Yeah, I did enjoy it.
Thank you. See, this is my PR move of anyone, like, you know, when not everyone loves you, just get the most likable people around you, and hopefully it rubs off on people.
Hey, get Joey Chestnut, who doesn't talk.
He's got to get the dog army out.
Yeah. I mean, listen, in the middle of the game, Yandel yelled at him going, Joey, you playing on mute? That's basically.
The New Hampshire question was hilarious.
That was funny, too.
The New Hampshire question was hilarious.
Speaking of trivia, Big F, you want to answer this, Smitty Clemmer? Who is the last AL East team to win a playoff game?
That'd be the Yankees.
That is the New York Yankees.
That'd be the Yankees.
That's a good job at Big Ev. Yeah, the Orioles get swept. Weren't even close, and you need to at least. I'm not shitting on you for being wrong. Being wrong in the playoffs is completely fine.
Oh, I've been wrong. Baseball
fine.
playoffs have been horrible.
I'm not making fun of you but you need to realize and acknowledge it's a different animal in the playoffs, and Evaldi is a different animal in the playoffs. He sucked in September.
Really good from April through July until he got hurt. Maybe he's healthy now.
But he's not healthy in a week or two. Mentally, you are a different animal in the playoffs. Evaldi, you could tell the way he's pitching, and what Dave says, shoves. He was shoving yesterday.
Was Andy Pettitte a different animal in the playoffs?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
He has almost the same exact ERA in the playoffs regulars.
I'm not saying there's different players. It's a different player by basis. Like, Evaldi isn't always going to be like Garrett Cole is an amazing pitcher usually all the time, right?
Yes, right.
So, but
best pitcher in baseball.
I don't think Evaldi is always going to be that Cy Young candidate. But
he was a Cy Young candidate until he got hurt.
I'm not saying every year. Like Garrett Cole is always going to be there every year. But
yes.
with Evaldi, I swear to God, and tell me if I'm wrong with you two, because I know he doesn't believe it, but Evaldi could have a 7 ERA going into the playoffs. I'll still bet him on the playoffs.
I mean, there's just certain guys that I think have kind of garnered that. They've just done that well that many times. Like Bumgarner's, like they've been like granted, like Bumgarner obviously has been a very good pitcher in the regular season at a lot of his career, like Evaldi has as well. But I think I said it to you. I think it was that you were out. I said to Clemmer, to me, I related to kind of like a fight or flight thing. that I think some guys, like when the lights are the brightest, whether, I don't know, maybe it's something as simple as they just kind of lock in more, they focus more.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I think some guys just kind of like, whether maybe you see guys, like you do see it sometimes, pitchers will throw harder, just a little bit harder because they get juiced up for not like little juice. But you know what I'm saying?
Adrenaline.
Oh, you got a little extra
They get adrenaline, they get fired up in the playoffs, get a little more like oomph in them. I don't know.
Andy Pettitte got juiced up. I'm not sure about Nathan Eovaldi.
That's not nice.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was HGH. It was for recovery reasons.
Yeah.
He admitted
Thank
it.
you. But yeah, I think that's just, listen, give it up for the Orioles. Good job.
I mean, they had a nice season. I would say that
it's nice.
it didn't end well for them. They got blown out of the series. But
I think it was tough. They got blown out like all 3 games. They got smoked.
Close.
Rangers are 5-0 this play.
Their bats are on fire.
Corey Seager. And
The Orioles got smoked, but the biggest question we had going into the playoffs was starting pitching. Could the Orioles have it?
Yeah,
No,
they
obviously
Have
didn't.
all the prospects you want. You need pitching in the
well, in fairness,
Okay, let's go back. Excuse me. Let's go back to the question we threw out at the beginning of the season. In February. Would you rather have the Orioles roster right now and farm system, or the Yankees roster and farm system right now?
Yankees.
Oh, the Orioles by a mile. I mean, the
Because also-
Orioles have the best
No,
prospect
because
in
I can
baseball.
tell you
in
something
AAA
right now, idiots.
Marty,
No, I
you
can tell
can't-
you.
you
No,
can't-
I can, because I could also say we're going to buy and they're not. We spend money.
That's true.
So what is that? That's not crazy to say. I understand you could. Right now, this second, yes, the Orioles might have a better mock-up, but they're cheap as fuck. And the Yankees will buy and we won't. And we will. So that's the Yankees.
That's
will
somewhat
be on
fair.
top
I
at some
mean,
point.
you can't trust a team run by John Angelos. Like Marty has a point
Like,
there.
the Orioles haven't been good in how long?
But the Orioles do have the best prospect in baseball waiting to play next year, who's going to be
100%.
awesome.
Good for them.
It is, but it's a big deal.
Also, we're going to buy a player that's really good already.
I don't know, man.
Are you guys?
Are you?
Yankees
Yeah.
don't do that
just like you bought
Guaranteed.
Josh Donaldson and you bought.
What are you talking
buy
about? You're
Josh
being
Donaldson.
you know baseball, Smitty. You're being a troll and buying Josh Donaldson. What are you talking about?
Who's the free agent pitcher you got last year from?
Oh,
from the
Rodon.
Giants?
No,
Was
I mean,
Rodon.
we bought
Like,
Rodon.
Yeah.
And guess what? He was hurt all year and sucked. Okay.
And he had an injury background. Like, that's not a surprise.
Okay, but what we're saying is like you guys are just shitting on like the Yankees aren't even close to the roster the Orioles have. The Orioles just got smoked.
They don't have close to us. The Orioles were
Smoked.
20 games better last year.
The Orioles did nothing more than the Yankees this year, and they have the same thing.
That's
No,
just
What?
not
I don't
true.
understand
how many
That's
playoff
just not
wins did the
true.
Orioles
Oh,
have?
that's not. That,
That doesn't. They won 100 games.
yeah.
Yeah, what does it
They won-
matter though?
They won 20 more games than
So the Yankees the past 10 years, who had is it good that the Yankees did nothing in the past 10 years? They did the same exact thing as the Orioles the past 10 years.
That's fair.
No, that's where
You're not wrong.
I'll
You're not
play
wrong
some,
about that.
not go like full heel as Marty is, but there's a.
I'm not even going that much.
No,
heel.
you're not going like full heel. I just think from a Yankees fan, you're not going to hear any sorrow from us about they won 100 games, didn't do
Yeah.
anything.
Right.
We did that every year, and we got mocked viciously by every other fan base. If we did that, imagine if we
Oh
lost.
my god.
We had the best record in the AL, and the good judge got swept 7-1, 7-1, or whatever the scores were, 8-1, like blown out every game.
But you realize you get
We'd be
mocked.
getting
It's a
laughed out of the building.
The reason you
It's
get
a double-
laughed at is because you keep doing it over and over and over again. The Orioles
Yeah.
do this 3 more times, they're going to get laughed at too.
No, I
and
don't
it's a
think they
double
will.
standard because part of the villain aspect of the Yankees and why you get mocked at and laughed is because you have the ability to go out and buy these players that other teams can't.
Not gonna lie,
Smitty's right about that.
No, these teams can. They're just cheap.
Oh no, Marty's right.
It was-
Marty's
was
absolutely
like that's,
right.
but that's
Yeah,
not my fault. Like
No, it's
we're
not.
like that's the Orioles being cheap. They can 100% go buy it.
Their owner's
But
greedy
they're
fuck.
not. So fuck them.
I mean, I know it's a few years from now for most of them, but wouldn't mind taking 1 or 2 of their players.
Oh no.
I got a couple on my radar.
Take a couple of them.
They listen. They got years. They got a few. Most of their good players got
And
a
guess
few
what?
years away before they're on the open.
They won't pay them. They'll try and do the Braves way, and
What they're
going
gonna
to
do is they're gonna pay Adley, and then that's it.
yeah.
They're gonna-
I mean,
They're gonna pick like one guy that they pay.
this owner, John Angelos, guy is a complete idiot. He's awful. He is an atrocious owner. So I could easily see him, like Ev said, try and do the Braves model and completely spilling the milk everywhere.
Can I just say something about the Orioles? Like, the AL East this year, like, they won it this year. You don't know if they do that again. You don't know if the Yankees
No.
are an
you
80-win
don't.
team next year. The Rays are always going to be the Rays. The Blue Jays, maybe their young core gets together. The Red Sox, like, this could have been their best chance that we don't know. And that's the whole thing that annoys me when you say, like, oh, this team has a bright future. They'll be back. You just don't know.
Yeah, but Phil, you do know, though, they do have, like, a great farm system because they lost for so
Yeah,
long.
Okay, and what if some guys just, have sophomore slumps or regress?
Or get hurt. No, you're right,
To be
Phil.
honest, though,
every year's a grab bag. We don't know.
But Phil, the way you build up teams in small markets like this is the way the Orioles have, and they put themselves in the best possible way to build a future the way they can, just like the Astros did in the middle of the 2000s. Like,
and
they
Cubs
couldn't have panned out.
But the
2
Astros
years
also
ago,
spent money, though,
2 years
around
ago,
their core.
the White Sox were like the White Sox seriously was a very young team, a great core, a great system, and they are abysmal. Like that can happen.
That's management and ownership.
But
more
look
than
at the
anything.
Orioles.
It's somewhat of a
though.
false equivalency, though, because that's not entirely true. The Orioles system is far superior than the White
It's
Sox.
superior, but they also had a very young core.
No, they do.
Very
And
good.
the White Sox had the
And
ability to
look at
spend more money.
Who has a bad ownership there and bad ownership there?
Right.
That's why I get. Yes, the Orioles had a great season. I know I'm trolling them, but good for them. But like, what does that? It doesn't just mean they're going to be back in that spot next year. It doesn't.
Yeah, right, because they got to buy and everything. They might not get
Also,
that. I think they'll be a playoff team next year, but are they going to win 100 games?
In
That's hard
terms
to
of the
do.
path this year, like a Rangers team with no DeGrom, no Scherzer, no this may be the weakest Rangers team you face, or the Astros if they were made the ALCS, or the Twins.
Yeah.
You don't know if this is your easiest path out of the whole bunch. You were the 1 seed and you had home field advantage a whole AL playoffs.
Yeah. I just think that let's slow it down. But good for the Orioles. Good for them. You won 101 games and did nothing. Good.
Such a
That's
dick.
cool. It's so cool for them. I'm so
Such
happy
a
for the
dick.
all.
I mean, no, but Smitty, they've talked a lot of shit this year. A lot
in
of
my
shit.
mentions every day.
A lot of shit.
Because I said, oh, the
Far,
prospects.
far too much shit to just let a losing by like
When you're
I hear
you're
you.
a
We dealt
nobody.
that. We dealt with that from the Mets last year. Meek can attest because he was captain of that fraud brigade. But I
was
agree.
like-
Meek just goes,
100% he was.
Yeah, I just it's hard. I get when you're a shit organization and a shit team for a while, you get excited. You can be excited, but you should also realize like let's slow it down. Let's maybe if they won that series, they can talk anything they want. If they went 2-2 and lost in 5th game, talk more than they did absolutely nothing. So also the other game, there's this playoffs besides the Phillies and Braves has been blowout.
Atrocious.
After blowout. It
So
is
disappointing.
It's been horrible playoffs.
No argument here. And I'm the baseball guy, and I it's been a disaster.
Like the Phillies and Braves are the only compelling series, to be honest. Like
well, this series could still get compelling. If the Twins win today, obviously it's very compelling.
if
but
they but even
there's been one like good game basically.
that's what I'm saying. Like even the games of the Astros and
Like
the
one
Twins,
and one where you're like in the 8th, 9th inning and you're like on the edge of your seat.
Yes.
Like what's gonna happen? It's 1-run game.
and we got lucky with that one because that was 4-0 to start.
Yeah,
too.
true.
By the way, we
True.
want to talk about the Phillies Braves. I want to hear Smitty's thoughts. Do you think the Braves are cheating with their little whistling thing that's been going on?
I was watching you guys say that yesterday. I actually don't think they're cheating. I think it's just whistling in the crowd. But if other people want to say that, I'm not going to object to it until they're brought before a court and it's decided. I'm more concerned about them doing a red carpet leaving Atlanta after being 1-1. Did you guys see that?
Apparently, they do that every single year, which I've
Okay.
never heard of.
Yeah, I don't get that.
It's
I
just
did see
weird.
that. It didn't
Very
make any
weird.
Sense.
It's just weird. But when he talks about gameplay, this Phillies Braves series might make up for the rest of baseball. First 2 games have been, from an outsider's perspective, you don't even need to be a fan of the Phillies or Braves or even baseball to enjoy yourselves. It's been a great series so far.
Well, the first game was kind of a blowout, though. No, I forget.
It's 3-0, but it's
Oh.
the greatest offense of all time getting shut down. Like,
Yeah,
bit
for
of
casual
cheating.
fans, not great, but yes, I get a baseball fan, 100%. I understand.
Dodgers,
Yeah,
the
and hard.
Dodgers can win today. That becomes a compelling series. It's a big if.
Uh, before we get to Phillies and Braves, should Dave Roberts just be tossed if he loses this series? I don't understand.
it's
I
tough,
really don't
Smitty.
understand.
They get swept by the D-backs.
It's tough though because
Oh man.
they win 100 games every year. So do you fire a manager who does that? But they
Yeah,
also
but they could
disappoint
also win
every year.
92 games, be in the same exact spot almost.
So I was talking to Phil about this before,
Yeah.
and it was like the Diamondbacks are made for a 5-game series.
Yeah.
7-game series is where they start to be like, okay,
Exposed a
they
little
are exposed a little bit more. But when you have fucking Zach Gallen and Kelly,
Yep.
it's like basically you're an automatic 2 wins against a Dodgers team that isn't strong in pitching right now. It doesn't matter how good your lineup is, as you can tell with the Braves. It's like you can get shut out 2 games and you're fucked after that. And now today, it's fat versus fat. It's first it's what's his name? Lance Lynn against fat. I don't know what it is.
Brandon, it's fought, but yes.
And they can win this one. But now who pitches game 4 for the Diamondbacks?
I think they can go back
You can go back to Kelly on regular rest.
Yeah.
Rookie.
That's regular rest.
And then Gallen game 5
Right.
on regular
See, like
rest.
that's dead. And then the next, and
The
say they
next
win.
series.
Say they win after that. They're struggling. Like
Fuck.
having Merrill Kelly and Zach Allen's your third,
But if they could somehow win tonight
Exactly.
and have the 2 of them on full rest,
they're
that basically guarantee potentially 2 not guarantee.
Then you could use them 2 more. You could use them
starts out of
4
both of
times.
them.
Yes.
They kind of remind
Kelly
me.
Gallen 1-2 and then basically go
6-7.
What was it? Yeah, 6-7 or 5, whatever the time.
Right, and then you have like Fott pitch game 3, and then kind of a jambalaya pitch game 4, and then
Part of me just in my head, I'm sitting here, I'm like, we know what's gonna happen, right? Like just
Dodgers come back.
it's no, not even. I'm saying even deeper. Like it's gonna be Astros versus the winner of the Phillies series.
Oh, we knew this.
I don't know.
We knew this.
You guys are
kind of-
Rangers.
I mean,
Rangers.
Listen,
Gonna give a fight.
I'm not even
This
saying
is
I'm
where
not
the
even saying I'm
Astros
rooting for
stop
that at
all
all.
that.
I just my brain just like that's just what when I
Rangers are pretty good.
see the Rangers are good. They are. I'm not like
Surprising, I would say
And-
going into the playoffs, I wasn't as high on them. They've shown me a lot.
And also, Scherzer's going to pitch next series.
We'll see.
I think
Which
he
may
is.
be a bad thing.
I know. I don't know if I
Big
love
moments.
I mean, you still, no matter what, Max Scherzer pitching, you're still.
And especially if he can
like-
pitch like that game 4, maybe, then that's kind of a nice little bonus, I guess.
I don't know, I think
And
for the
I just-
Rangers,
the way the Astros are hitting now too with along with Javier pitched great yesterday.
Jordan
the
Alvarez.
Astros are making a World Series.
I try.
No,
I've said
they
it.
are.
I've said it like
Because
a month
look,
ago.
the Rangers,
They just-
me too. I was like, this is
They're
the
just,
just
Astros.
win
when they get in the playoffs, they hit.
They win, and the
fucking
Rangers look great right now. The Rangers haven't lost 5-0. The Astros go in there and they are the best situational hitters I've ever seen in my entire life.
And now we
They
got
know
fucking
when there's a man on
Abreu's
third,
hitting, mashing 450-foot home
yes,
runs. I mean,
when there is a scoring position, anyone's in scoring position, and there's 2 outs, they get a single almost every time. I've never seen it.
It's actually disgusting how well they turn it on, even with guys not named like Altuve, who's one of the best postseason hitters of all time, or Jordan can go fucking yam. And Kyle Tucker's kind of a superstar now, but Chaz McCormick and Jeremy Pena fucking being consistent
You just named
clutch hitters
6
for them.
guys. 6.
Yeah, it's like
it's insane.
it's not fair.
And he didn't even mention Bregman.
He didn't name the best.
Bregman and
yesterday.
Abreu has experience.
Abreu 2 homers
okay.
yesterday.
The Astros have Yanier Diaz on the bench, one of the best hitting catchers. They put
It's-
Maldonado in there.
Okay,
over him.
let's look at the other side of it though. The Twins, did win a game. The
I
Astros are pitching Creedy tonight.
I kind of like the Twins tonight. My only their pitching they have the clear pitching edge. My only fear is just the Astros bats just being that good. I mean, Sonny Gray's been great, and they knocked the shit out of him.
They
yesterday.
did, and you figure
Not like that first home run that Abreu hit, I thought was going to go 1,000 feet. He hit the shit out of that baseball.
Tonight is crucial for the Astros because if they win tonight, you have Verlander game 1
Right.
set up. Whereas if they lose, now you got to push them to game 5.
I agree.
But
The Astros are going to win this series, obviously. They got Verlander at home in Game 5. But like Phil just said, that would set stuff up against the Rangers.
Yeah, if you're a Rangers
favorably
fan,
for the Rangers.
Yeah.
But even without Verlander, you have Javier and Framber ready to go. It's like, okay, man.
Yep.
Like
exactly.
just they're always
I don't
there.
want to talk about
They're always
Framber.
there. That's true.
I lost Dave that bet, so.
Well,
Yeah, Framber. I mean, as
he'll
good as
throw
Javier
a no
was-
hitter next. Javier is just a postseason gamer, as is Framber. Besides last outing, but
Yeah, listen, I think it's going to be I don't see good for I want the Diamondbacks as an outsider, to be honest.
They're the team I'm like pulling for as like
They're
the,
kind of like
they're the underdog right now.
kind of like
Of
the
course.
Phillies last year, where it's
Yeah,
like they
of
kind of
course.
came out of nowhere and they're a fun team. There's some good players on it. You like seeing these newer teams in it, but I just can't see the Phillies or the Braves losing.
we'll see. I mean, the Diamondbacks. I don't think they'll be able to give either team a fight, but they might. Honestly,
Oh, I don't know.
this is an absurd take. Not in a 7-game series. I think both.
You know, but you face Gallen and Kelly twice in a 7-game series.
They need
I think
in
in a
that
7-game
first
series.
1 and 2 they would need Gallen and Kelly to pitch their balls, which they are more than capable of doing.
Right.
For
Diamondbacks
sure.
need to win.
Gallen's
I
already
think-
in his 2 starts look great in the playoffs.
I think
Clearly,
it's
the
a
pressure's
6,
not
maybe
bothering him at all.
5
If
win
the
series,
Dodgers
and
take
even-
them to 5, they are done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, but here's
honestly,
here's,
even if it goes to 4, it gets tough.
Yeah.
Also, can we just look
Here's-
around the
here's-
Dodgers for the NLCS that they even make it there? Like they aren't competing with anybody.
No.
No, that pitching staff's atrocious.
No.
you never would do this ever. You take the win. But if the Diamondbacks lose tonight, it's kind of like not the worst thing possible because the lineup won't get that many days off. And you saw the people talking, the hangover, that
Oh, I
5 days
know.
off.
I'd want Gallen and Kelly to pitch as often as possible, though.
I would too.
Yeah. Can we do we know how to put the number on the screen or no? It's okay if we don't.
Can I just talk Phillies Braves real quick?
Yeah.
This is Aaron Nola's most important day of his life. It is. He is pitching for not just $1 million today. He's pitching for tens of millions of dollars going in the free agency market. He has had a shit season overall, but has had the past 3 starts where his potential has it has manifested in him being an ace again. If he is able to shut down the Braves today, he will get paid tens of millions of dollars extra. It's the biggest game day of his life. And I'll be honest, I love the Phillies today. I absolutely love them. The Braves still haven't even announced the pitcher.
Yeah.
They haven't announced a fucking pitcher. Okay,
Bryce Elder.
it's Elder, which we probably knew going in, but it's also going to be a bullpen game. It's going to be a bullpen game in Citizens Bank Park. If the Phillies lose this, they obviously lose the series. Probably. I'm in love with the Phillies and the team total over today. And also everybody's saying, "Oh, the Braves bats are woken up." I admit it was a momentum swing. The way the Phillies lost was awful, but the Braves bats waking up. They had 2 clutch home runs. Clemmer, how many hits they have overall?
Oh, they had less than they had runs scored, right? They had 3?
They had 4. They had 4
yeah.
hits. 4 hits overall. So to say the Braves bats have woken up, they had two great clutch hits, which great teams do. The Phillies are spraying the ball all over the fucking place. They left 11 men on base last game. They are coming to hit. They're coming to play. And the fact that they lost the game does not discount the fact that they are playing better ball than the Braves the first 2 games.
Now, one quick thing, though, Smitty, Nola is going to get paid no matter what. Like, he can get
He's
bombed.
going to get paid, but it's a big difference.
He's a $100 million guy, whether he gets bombed tonight or pitches a no-hitter tonight.
His minimum is $100 million, but he has a chance to really, on top of his last 3 starts, to Madison Bumgarner the fuck up in the playoffs and turn that $100 million into $160 million, $150 million possibly.
This may sound stupid, so bear with me, but if obviously game 3 is a must-win kind of. Not must-win. I know you can come back from 2-1, but this is way more important than the Phillies tonight because the Braves have all the momentum.
Not a stupid question. Not a stupid question. If the Phillies lose tonight, I think they're probably done. If the Braves lose tonight, they still have a chance.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what, you know what I mean? It's obviously it's because the momentum is so much in the Braves because of that game.
That's the way pitching on.
Oh, yeah, plus game 5 and then Atlanta. The Braves are objectively a better team. They are, but
on paper,
anything can happen on paper.
Isn't
the Phillies need to win today?
Isn't Noah a lot better at home too? Isn't that a big thing I've heard you talk about? His home road splits are.
Historically, yes. This year it's kind of foobarred because how many home runs he's given up. But his last 3 starts, he's been an ace again. So if he can continue that, should be good. His problem is he'll deal for like the first 4 innings, and then in like the Toyota RAV 4th inning, no free ads, unless you're going to cars.com. He'll give up like 5 runs just unexpectedly, and then shut him down in the 5th, and then get out. If he doesn't even need to pitch that dominant. I hope he does. But if he can give them 6 innings or 3 runs or under, the Phillies win this game.
Yeah. So that's tonight. Call in 888-STOOL-22. It's 888-786-6522. We want to talk to everybody. Let's talk to our main guys first. Dio from LA. What's going on, Dio? Dio. Going once, Dio. Going twice. Call back, Dio, if you don't.
Wait.
It's on you.
You guys hear me?
Dio.
Go.
Go.
Let's go. All right, boys. I'm having a bit of a problem over here. The Colts are falling apart. My quarterback's made out of glass. The Dodgers are just, I mean, they're about to get swept today. I'm going to fight for my life today, but they're getting swept probably. USC is going to lose 2 games this year. The Lakers are the Lakers. I'm dying out here. In times like this, do you just put like money on a future and just jump on a bandwagon somewhere else, or just ride the hate, just ride the losing streak?
You know what? I'm going to say this. I know Richardson getting hurt is tough, but don't quit on the Colts. Because Gardner Minshew's playing pretty good ball. I understand that doesn't help in terms of your long-term franchise quarterback, per se, with Richardson, who has played well, obviously, but he's getting hurt all the time. Don't quit on the Colts. 2.
Go
ahead.
Ev, that's why you are the best gambler at Barstool Sports, because you had the Colts for being the worst team in the NFL this year, and objectively saw them a couple of games and have switched your stance.
I have. Material change, Smitty. That's material change.
Well,
I did say that.
Gives Big Ev some credit, but also gives Big Ev some bad credit. He said the Colts were going to be abysmal. You're right.
I did say that. I said my whole take was also we bet numbers, not teams.
No. We're just strictly talking about what you said about the Colts, not about.
I said I thought if things went bad, they would go really bad. Well, they've went good.
Kids, that's crazy.
That's what I said. I said
you can say about anyone.
No. But I was no. That's totally different. Not when you have like a rookie quarterback who was even shaky in college. Who I was basically my bet was based on the number. They were like 14-1. And based on a rookie quarterback who I did not believe in fully at the time. I believe in him much more now, but after seeing him play in the NFL, obviously. But I didn't believe it. I was like, you know what? If things go bad, he's a turnover machine like he was in Florida. Things could go really bad. But he's played very well, and things went well.
I'm with Ev on this.
And Minshew has played well.
No, if you can't pivot from a preseason prediction you made, you're a moron.
No, also, I don't think it's flip-flopping at all.
That's not.
I think it's noticing the facts.
That's not the
argument. And the team around them is better than I anticipated as well.
That's not my argument. Big
and the
is
coach.
Very right on
coach
that. I'm saying when you say a team like and obviously gave out not like the worst team. I'm not shitting on him, but he did say that the Colts were going to be one of the worst teams in the league, and they're not. That's all I was saying.
Right.
But he pivoted, and that's that's when he's me. I'm too stubborn to pivot. I would say that team sucks no matter.
I just see them. I'm just like they're just not the worst team.
Yeah. I thought the Orioles were going to regress this year. They won 100 games. So like, but you have to understand that in May you're like, well, this team's better than I thought they would be.
They won the same amount of playoffs games last year. I'm sorry, Mark and Philly.
Sup, fellas? I called in last week with the D-backs winner. Also predicted they'd take down the Dodgers to win. But I feel pretty good about that call. I've got 2 football picks. I love BYU +6 against TCU. TCU's bringing in a backup true freshman at QB. They look dreadful against a dead Iowa State team. They went outright. And then in the NFL.
Sorry, Mark, you're completely broke up.
It almost sounded like he threw his phone in the water. I love Mark, but
yeah. Congrats on the new job, Mark.
Yeah, new job.
Yeah, he tweeted about it.
Yeah,
nice.
Way to go, Mark.
Yeah,
go
we had to
Phils.
hang up on him because If
he calls back, we'll get him in there. I'm sure I'll tweet.
Yeah.
Speaking of new jobs, congrats to Mincy signing that contract.
Yeah. Hasn't he been working here for like a month?
that's why congrats.
Paperwork's been.
No, Marty, he's back with Barstool Sports.
Were you ever in one of those at one point? I was for a little bit, where like you technically weren't really under contract. You're just kind of getting paid.
Yeah.
I was in that like a few years ago.
And they could fire you.
Like I technically didn't really have like a contract. Right. I just was still receiving my salary.
Let's be honest. Tommy Smokes didn't have a contract for the entire time he worked here until last year. That's crazy. I remember I tweeted me and him were in the same boat, but I guess at some point I just kind of like reached out and was like, hey, like let's get
we're gonna do this contract thing going.
Brian from New York, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? Big fans. I want to get into some UFC 294, Big Ed.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to you guys doing your thing on Spinning Back Fist. Talk to me about how this card is going to play out. Is Paulo fighting this weekend? Khamzat's been a while. I want to see him in action. I think Islam and Volk's obviously going to be dynamic. And then just one other question. Please tell me how my Miami Hurricanes are going to dominate UNC this weekend after being the most dumbest fucking team in the country. And then they're going to go into fucking Florida State and dominate their bitch asses as well. Clemmer, take fucking Giants money line today. I'm out. Peace. Sorry, Sunday.
I love it. So I'll answer them in order. So UFC 294 for the MMA fans, kind of crazy, like 24 hours where everyone's been waiting on this great rematch with Islam and Charles Oliveira, who then literally, the fighting's the craziest sport ever. Basically, his last training session, he was getting on a plane today. The last round of his last training session, he accidentally clashes heads with his sparring partner and gets a huge cut in his eyebrow, like so big that he basically can't fight next Saturday. So Islam and Volkanovski, who's like the pound for pound champ right now, pound for pound best in the world. They had an epic fight in Australia in February that we knew a rematch was going to happen at some point. Now that's happening. That fight's going to be awesome. The co-main event was supposed to be Paulo Costa and Chimaev. We haven't seen Chimaev in a while. Paulo Costa had surgery a few weeks ago on his arm, and it looks like he's probably out. So I think they're trying to find a replacement to fight Chimaev, who was just an absolute monster. I can see why no one wants to fight him. I know Roman Dolidze is a very good fighter, like a top 10 guy in middleweights. Said he would do it. I would love to see that fight. I think that'd be a great fight. If Dolidze was plus like 400 or something crazy like that, I'd love to take a shot at him because I think he's a great, very underrated grappler. What he did at Hermanson a year ago was crazy. Miami. I don't hate the bounce back spot here, especially people are super. Obviously, UNC's played great this year. People are very high on them. Miami coming off like the worst loss of all time, most bonehead, stupid losses ever. Now going to UNC on the road. I don't hate taking a shot at Miami with the points. I don't hate that at all. I like where his head's at. I think he's
I like that too.
I think he's a Miami fan, but regardless, I just from a betting perspective, I think that line. I need to check what that line is. I think it's under a touchdown. I'm pretty sure.
I just want to chime in on UFC. I went to the one in Salt Lake a few months ago. I'm not even a big UFC fan, but it's just such a great atmosphere. Just a bunch of dudes slamming drinks, watching fights. Like, I'd go to that again easily. Like, just a great time.
I would say it's the best live sporting event there is, in my opinion.
I completely agree.
It's unbelievable. And the line's 3.5 for Miami. I like that. It's 7:30 game. I do think they bounce back. We talked about it a little yesterday. Me and Dukes got in a fight about Van Dyke. I think Van Dyke is a good quarterback. The only problem is Drake May's an elite quarterback.
Well, that's where I was saying yesterday, where I think that Tyler Van Dyke is really good but inconsistent. I think he comes back in a huge way. I like them.
Miami.
They got caught in the bad sandwich spot. They had this. I mean, Cristobal's an idiot.
Yeah,
but I think they come back and keep this game close.
What did he throw? 3 picks last week?
Van Dyke?
Yeah.
He played bad, yeah. They just as a team, they all just played horrible.
Little sneak peek to Friday. That might be my best bet.
Ooh, a tease.
Oh,
Little Dukes tease.
Yep.
I'm
Miami.
proud of you, Clemmer.
Why is that?
You wrote about something that was out of your comfort zone.
I did.
I've been telling Clemmer for so long to stop blogging just like things like niche. He blogged about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett
Okay.
being
Been
broken
over
up
7
since
years.
2016.
You think pop culture relationships the first guy you think of?
And that's why I'm like, that's funny. Like, Duke's first reaction was just dying laughing. You should be blogging that stuff.
Clemmer, like, this is not a troll. Like, you getting shit from us for being like the old guy on the show. You just leaning in and being like, just reporting on like TikTokers and like relationships and pop culture.
To be fair,
that's a hilarious.
I always try to write about things I kind of know about. I also got separated in 2016. and Will Smith, they're both older than me. So it's like, all right, I feel like I'd write about this and not be a weirdo.
All right.
Damn. I mean, Clemmer, clicks are clicks. If you want to blog about Taylor Swift, I think the door's open.
No, that's too.
I try to be.
There's still the blog is a fucking nightmare back there because you
Give
gotta
me
be
20
fast,
seconds.
or you have to. There's people have lanes you can't go on. Kareem went after Dante today for plagiarizing. It's crazy back there.
Wild West.
10 seconds on Will Smith. That's so embarrassing that he. That's so embarrassing that he slapped Chris Rock, and it came out that like they've been separated for years.
So weird.
So weird. That's it.
I mean, he might still love her.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's a cup.
Imagine having to go to these events over and over again, pretending you're married for 7 years.
I truly lost so much respect for Will Smith as a man with not even just the slap, the Red Room thing they did. It just like a man you see is just like this like this powerful, talented, handsome man that's like this rich and famous, and he's letting this woman just fucking just like twiddle him around her thumb, around her finger. It's crazy.
It's not only a woman that
she was fucking his son's like best friend.
Yeah, it's messed
and they were
up.
going on camera and talking about it, where he's
bragging about it.
He's like
Yeah.
she's sitting there straight face. He's like literally holding back. He wants to sob. The woman he's in love with, and that's the biggest problem. And then even the Chris Rock thing. I don't know how we got into this, but the Chris Rock. I remember he makes the joke, the G.I. Jane joke. He laughs, and then he looks at her, and she's like,
yep.
And then he's like, oh, I gotta do something now. And then he slaps the guy who's like half his size.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a shame. Will Smith, like growing up, especially, he was my number one.
Dude, he's
overall.
Will Smith is the man.
He could not do any wrong. And it's a shame
guy.
that his personal life just like takes because he's still a phenomenal actor.
Dude, he's awesome. I love Will Smith.
He's a great actor, right? But Chris Rock even had his hands down. Like there was no you can't do
I wish so badly Chris Rock unloaded the clip in that moment. You saw he even was like, he was like, because I'm like, the last guy you want to put on that is like he's one of the best at it. Like if you
national audience, you give this
oh my
funny
God.
guy a microphone, and now he's angry.
Of, like the
Look
guy,
out.
like one of the best, like off the cuff, like comedians, like of all time, just has a mic and the biggest audience
in the world
ever is just like watching him. I was like, oh, he could
almost did too. He caught himself.
I wish he did.
Yeah,
it would have been.
He called himself because you realize how elitist the Oscars are. He had to say a 20-year-old joke and even write about G.I. Jane, which got him in that mess. You think he wanted to say that shit?
But then he saved it for a special and made millions of dollars. So God bless him for that.
Gorilla Grip can be addicting.
Actually, it was very funny in the special. He just kept calling him a bitch.
Yeah.
He did the thing. He just called him a bitch like 10 times in a row.
But I mean, that special was huge for Netflix. So.
No, I'm sure he made a ton of money off. I'm sure he sold a bunch of tickets.
Yep.
Let's take some calls. RJ, what's up, RJ?
What's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yep. What's up?
Can you hear? All right. So I just want to say I really enjoy the show a lot, you guys. I love that it's almost become like a daily fuck you off at some point.
Yeah.
But Smitty, we got to get going here. The past year, I feel like we've been hesitant with the Phillies. We've been hesitant with the Eagles. We got good fucking teams, baby. Fuck the Braves. They're coming to the bank. Fuck BT, Big T, fuck Travie, fuck all of them. Fuck the Braves. Fuck the South. Let's go Phils, baby.
He hung up himself.
I love he just turned into a civil war. He just said, fuck the South.
He hung up to himself.
I love that.
That's a guy who loves
everyone down. The whole SEC roots for the Braves. Fuck them all.
I don't think we've been holding back on the Eagles at all.
I feel like you guys have been this season. I feel like Eagles fans are very.
They haven't been
5-0, very businesslike, and we're just.
There's no reason there's nothing to say about the Eagles right now. They're doing what they have to do, but they're not looking. The 49ers look absolutely fucking dominant. The Eagles look very good, but they're not like blowing teams out.
The Eagles
plus they've been there last year.
Yeah,
like they need to get over the hump. So why get excited until you get that?
The Jets were 5-0 right now. I would be doing the whole dance. I'd be doing the whole dance. I would dance in your face. I would dance in your face. I would dance in Duke's face, but I can't.
It'll never happen, so it's fine.
And the Phillies, the only reason I'm not jumping from for joy right now is they are playing historically the greatest offensive team of all time. It would be a big shame if the Braves lose. A big shame.
Really, just driving that bit right into the ground. Smitty's just like driving that bit right into the ground.
It's not a bit. It's reality.
Yeah.
The Braves are a better team.
Let's talk to Casey.
Chris Rock, by the way. Chris Rock directing the Martin Luther King biopic.
Biopic?
Yeah.
Biopic?
Thank you.
Biopic.
Ain't no way that was real. Yeah, biopic. As an idiot, Smitty, that was crazy.
What did I say?
It's never good when I'm correcting what you have. What you
biopic.
said.
Biopic.
You said biopic.
And what's the real one?
Biopic.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, honestly, I'll tease lightly, but anyone who mispronounces a word because they read it always has my respect because it means you're reading.
Dukes, dumb. That was a dumb W for us.
You should have heard my initial reaction. I was on mute. I go, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Casey, what's up?
Hey, fellas, what's going on?
What's going on, dude?
I just wanted to talk a little MLB baseball, and I don't know. Is it just fans that I'm seeing of like these 1s and 2 seeds that are still mad about wild card teams getting hot and then playing them, or is it the teams truly? Because
Teams
Like they bitched about the 1 game wild card. Now we're in the 3 game, and it's like my only hypothetical would be, and I know this will never happen. Can we start letting the 1s and 2 seeds pick if they want to play in the wild card? Because I think 100% of them would say no. In my opinion, I don't know. But it's like, is that the only solution to make these fans or even teams, which I don't know if it's the teams, happy?
I actually love that because you're right. It is the teams. The Braves are completely like they're complaining about having 5 days off. Their hitters are a little rusty. We should give them the opportunity.
So that would never happen, unfortunately, because of TV revenue. Like you have a certain amount of games you were playing that the networks are buying to air, so that's not going to happen.
But do you think these teams would truly pick to play?
Of course not. You are absolutely right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's why it's awesome.
Right.
It's just something like.
And the teams do care. The Braves went to Ken Rosenthal. He wrote a whole piece about it in The Athletic and kept mentioning the Braves. So the Braves are obviously in his ear. And it was right after that Game 1 loss.
As a fan, though, Casey, as a fan, you find anything to have an excuse when you lose. When you lose, it's like,
and
I
don't
get
me
that.
Wrong. Yeah, and I'm a Rangers fan, so, I mean, knock on wood, I have nothing to complain about right now. And Orioles fans, I really haven't heard it from them. Like you guys said, I think they were just happy to be there.
Yeah,
so they just kind of went off into the night.
They're probably going to have raise a banner for this year, so it's good for them.
Yeah, but like Dodgers and Braves fans, they just bitch every year about these playoffs, and it's like that was my only hypothetical. And Clemmer, I agree, it'll never happen. But it's like just let them choose.
Yeah,
just let them say, okay, I want to play in the wild card.
No,
game.
I don't want to.
And
so
you're
you're
absolutely right too. By the way, you know who votes on these like parameters of the playoffs is the teams themselves, and then they're the first ones to complain and say it's not fair. It's just it's hypocrisy.
Nice. I mean, there's no sympathy for the teams. Like if you were that good, just win.
Yeah, right.
I'll never feel like if you had to play games and you lost, that's on you. I don't care if you had a week off or a month off. That's your fault. I mean, we've talked about it with NFL. It's been a thing with the bye and the team that they play the week before. Do they have momentum, or they talk about even like guys say you clinched, you sit the last week, or MLB teams deal with that a little bit too, especially a team like the Braves that were that good. They
knew all month they
were coasting the last few weeks. So I mean, there's a lot of different ways you could approach it, but just win. I mean, if you're that good, win the games.
But I think Marty's shitty about the Orioles.
Why?
Because they've won 3 World Series.
So.
Appreciate you, Casey.
Thank you, Casey.
They've won 3 World Series in their franchise. They're not like this loser franchise.
That's so cool. Good for them. I don't know what to. All I'm saying is, good job, Orioles. I don't know why you keep getting mad at me, but
wait, Clemmer. You said they've won 3 World Series in their franchise?
Yes.
How long has their franchise been around for?
Well, in fairness, they've been only in Baltimore since 1953. They were the St. Louis Browns before that, which were one of the worst teams in history, in sports history.
But like 3 titles since 1950 is nothing to really brag about.
No, but
the Mets have 2 since '69. That's nothing to brag about.
I'm just saying that it's not like he said they're going to put a banner up because they won 100 games. They're not going to do that. They do have a storied history.
When's the last time they won 100 games?
100 games? Did they win 79?
There you go. They're going to put a banner up.
80? 79?
I mean, the Braves have 4 titles since 1871. I mean, I don't think that's a great franchise.
Well, they were in Boston and Milwaukee. Well, especially Boston years were a joke.
I mean,
let's take. Make sure we're good. It's 44. Okay, he ended that. Oh, I might have. If I had just ended that call, someone called back. Fuck.
You probably ended that call.
Yeah, I probably.
Also, just a heads up, people have been tailgating the Phillies games at 7 a.m. The lots are already filled.
I actually don't care. Orioles were doing the same thing, and they were at practice. But the Phillies are also crazier, so that does mean something. Jared, what's up?
Hey, how we doing? I agree there. I think the Orioles had a really cute season. That's how I would describe it. But I got a question for Smitty. Smitty, be real here. Are we seriously still confident in the Phillies' chance to close this out? I mean, they fell asleep at the wheel last game. Definitely let the Braves back in it. You guys left Wheeler in definitely an inning too long there. I mean, Braves got all the confidence. I think tonight could potentially be a blowout, and they close it out tomorrow night. I will say, small caveat, I got a large future on the Braves too, so a little biased here, but what are your thoughts?
Tonight is a must-win for the Phillies. It's not necessarily a must-win for the Braves. The Phillies have to win this game to win this series, and they did let the game go last game. The Braves came back. It was a great win and an awful letdown. But as I said before, the Phillies also left 11 people on base. The Braves, their bats are woken up. They only got 4 hits. 2 of them were clutch home runs. They only had 4 hits. The Braves are putting out a rookie today. Fans have been tailgating since 7:00 this morning. Their second pitcher to come off the bullpen probably is going to be the other rookie. I forget his name, Clemmer, Smith Schuster or whatever his name is.
Smith Shaver. Yeah, he's only 20 years old. He does have very good stuff, but I do worry about that.
Orlando Arcia is yapping his mouth about Bryce Harper, of all people, in the clubhouse, allegedly. The Phillies are going to come to play today. I feel very, very, very confident.
I have no problem.
Vegas agrees, too.
With him going after Harper. I feel like you should always go after the best guy.
The way he was allegedly doing it, he was just like kind of mocking him in front of reporters.
Oh, it was weird.
Hey,
Yeah, no. Definitely weird, but I think...
But also, apparently, he doesn't speak English, so you don't know if it's a real story or not, but...
I want to get to these calls, but did you guys did hear that the Red Sox fired who's their
pitching coach?
No. Who's
the pitcher from overseas?
Yeah, who's the pitcher from overseas? The Japanese or the outfielder, sorry, the outfielder.
Yoshida's translator.
Yoshida.
Oh, okay.
They fired Yoshida's translator because he doesn't speak fluent English.
All right. Finesser.
I'm surprised I haven't gotten many Orioles calls, so we have 2. So, I'll let them defend themselves against me. Brent, what's up?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
What's going on, man?
Well, I planned to call in here today to talk about how great the outlook for Maryland sports is, only to have my heart ripped out and just absolutely shit on over the weekend. Terps going against Ohio State. Thought we were going to put up a fight, blow the cover at the end. That one hurt. Then Orioles, I don't even know what to say.
That wasn't me.
Oh, poor guy.
That was Meek.
Meek Phil?
Meek, look on Meek's face. He was like, I didn't touch that.
That wasn't me. If you want
I feel bad for Brent because that
Brent called back.
Brent's going through
very,
right now.
I heartfelt and just.
I hope Brent's okay.
I want Brent to call back to make sure he doesn't do anything crazy back there.
I've been there, man.
My hands are up. I did not touch anything.
It might have just been him.
I did not have sexual relations
also,
with that woman.
Meek did spell this one in the notes. Marty hypocrite. So let's see. Marty's a hypocrite. What's up, Ant?
Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on?
What's up?
So, week 1, I saw Marty, when your G-men, they were down big, you were dealing with a lot of Twitter trolls saying, Giants suck, Giants suck.
Mm-hmm.
And then your Giants come back, they win. Big game, big win. I actually live bet them. Thank you. And then you go on next day on Pick Central and you say, and any win's a big win. And you said any team in the NFL is a good win. But then last year, every time my Birds win against any team, you go, oh, it's just the Commanders, it's just the Jaguars, it's just the Titans.
Can I tell you something real quick, Ant?
So what's the deal with that, bro?
I don't like the Eagles. That's just I'm completely trolling I don't like the Eagles, the Giants and Eagles. And then I'll as a listener, I appreciate you calling me out, by the way, because that is a very hypocrite thing to do. But when it's about the Giants, I'm not usually completely. I'm not in the right mindset with the Giants. I'm always gonna. I said they were gonna win the Super Bowl after beat the Cardinals. The
Spin
Giants
zone.
Suck.
Yeah.
Spin zone,
Marty?
Marty?
I could agree with that because with the Eagles, I'm also not fair. I am crazy with that.
Yeah,
too,
you get crazy, and you get picked up. Other teams I will talk normally about, but like not the Giants.
I appreciate the Eagles are winning games. We're winning games how we win games on the road, at home. It's hard to win in the NFL.
It is.
So any win's a win, and if we keep on winning, fuck it. I'll keep however we're doing it, I'll take it.
I like how he debated me there. It wasn't fuck Marty, you're an idiot.
Ev, lay up lines. Congrats to you, to Justin Fields for having 2 solid wins this year. Right?
Am I off? I'm not on anymore?
No, you're still on.
Appreciate you. No, I was going to say to Marty Marty does it to me with. He did it with Fields. Then with Burrow, he did it to me too.
Yeah.
I was like, he got back on track. They threw for all these yards. We're like, but it was the Cardinals.
Yeah. No, yeah, 100%.
Still counts.
And that was a great call. Go Birds. But Marty, I will give you some credit here. The Eagles' schedule last year was kind of cake.
It was. It was
kind of cake.
Well,
I wasn't convinced for a while.
Well, I was gonna say, Smitty, going off with your hype up caller before with the Phillies and Eagles. I was gonna say even last year you were confident, but you weren't like you were humble confident.
I think they needed to prove themselves last year at a certain point.
But I would even still I think Clemmer said they play like week 13 or something. I know like the Niners have looked dominant and Eagles have been like they've been obviously winning, but just like winning. I mean, they play tomorrow. I think that's an absolute dogfight.
Oh yeah.
I believe that. Sure. That's my opinion. I think if they play tomorrow, that game is an absolute dogfight.
We'll kind of
know Eagles are close to as good as them, if not as good.
Yeah, we'll kind of know before that. I give the slight edge to the 49ers, but the Eagles also play the Dolphins, the Bills, and the Cowboys before then. So we'll have a little better idea where things are going to shake out.
The Eagles are just too good in the trenches to just go get like bullied around by somebody.
The fact that
on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
Eagles do play 49ers, right? The fact that we get that is amazing.
That's going to be an awesome game.
I like that we're probably going to see that twice this year.
Good chance.
And I'm excited for that. Let's get through these calls quick. Zach, what's up?
Guys, how are we?
What's going on, man?
I got 3 things. I'm going to speed through it. First, I'm a fan of this Murphy today in the Twins-Astros game. You're Queedy's cheeks. You guys are right. You were saying it earlier. But I think you can get 3 outs and kind of cool down. Not cool down, just keep the Twins bats, stabilized. And then on the other side of the ball, Joe Ryan, if it's not Sonny Gray, it should be Joe Ryan to the Twins. You know what I mean? That's the guy you want handing the rock to at home. Smitty, I feel like I want to question you a little bit here. Mm-hmm. What if the Braves lose today? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they then are now, the gun's pointed to their head where they either have to burn Strider in the bank and inevitably not only lose Strider, but lose the series. But if they do use Strider in the bank, if you guys do win tonight, what would the Braves' plans be for Game 5 pitching? Max Fried again?
No, you can't be. It's too quick for Fried. It'd have to be Strider. They don't have anybody else. They don't have Morton, and it's not a hot take. But I think obviously whoever wins today is winning the series. But the Braves had a better chance to come back down 1 after today than the Phillies do. If the Phillies lose today, they're done.
Fair enough. No, I think that if the Phillies win today, you almost cripple them because they don't have the pitching. But you're right; they do have the best bats in the league. So we'll see. We'll shut up and watch. And lastly,
historically
as a Notre
great
Dame fan, I'm a diehard. Listen to this. I wasn't going to touch them this weekend, but how in the world are they a favorite? The only thing I can think about is USC plays no defense. They don't tackle. Notre Dame's big. Notre Dame can control the line of scrimmage. But if I had to really give you a pick, I'd give you the over. But Notre Dame's ripped my heart out twice this year. I can't take them, but it's definitely a game you guys got to look at.
I like Notre Dame.
I love Notre Dame.
And the reason I like Notre Dame, I just think that it's such contrasting styles. If Notre Dame can just if they want to just line up, play like man-on-man football in the line of scrimmage, they can win this game. If they want to run the ball at Easton and the other backs, use their great offensive line, and take the ball out of Caleb Williams' hands, they can absolutely win this game. I like Notre Dame. I've this game circled since before the season.
Yeah.
I knew USC when they play these USC when they play these tough physical teams, that's where they're gonna have problems. They haven't really played one yet. This is the first one on the road at Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame wins.
Bosco's just a bad gambler.
You guys proud of me with that?
Yeah, no, us 3, even Smitty, 7-8's fine. Like
Big Ab's number 1 as always.
But. Yeah, but
what is that this month?
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to ask you guys a quick question before we go.
Been great.
Little in-house happening today. We got a Barstool basketball team first game today.
Good luck.
Haven't practiced. Haven't been together as a team yet. Clemmer is on the team.
I'm the Robert Parrish of the team. Robert Parrish means the Bulls.
We're
I am
up to date. Up to date. If you want to,
nobody's gonna understand that.
Any younger people, he's the Udonis Haslam of
ours. Jordan's. He played with Jordan.
Yeah, no one's. Udonis Haslam. Let's go with him.
Robert Parrish, baby.
It's me, Dana, Jetski, Nick Mulcahy, John Rich, Cons, Clemmer, and Ken Jack, Hubs, and I'm might be missing someone else. But
Some are calling it the dream team. Some are
Yeah,
saying
Clemmer, I would say more of a Bob Cousy who deserves to be on the IL.
real quick,
No.
over under 3.5 points from Clemmer tonight.
take the under on that. Take the under. Take the under on
Under.
that. How about points for morale and being a great teammate? Take the
That's the show.
That's it. Take the big over on that.
Barstool Radio's up next.